Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adam and Jake on the movies. I'm Jake,
And I'm Adam.
and
And
we are on the movies.
yes,
So, this is our first show, so we will see how things work out because this is something completely new that we've decided to do now that we live in a post coronavirus world. So, what we're going to do is it's a pretty simple show. We watch a movie every week, and then we're going to answer I believe we have 7 questions. Is that right?
yes, yeah.
7 simple questions about the movie, and that's it. So pretty simple, pretty easy. Should be a lot of fun. So for this week, for our first movie for Adam and Jake on the movies, we have chosen The Big Picture. The Big Picture it debuted in 1989. It was the directorial debut for one Sir Christopher. Is he a Sir or is he a Lord?
I don't know. I'm
he
not.
has a he has a title.
He
See if
does.
you
Okay.
can, yeah. See if you can find that.
Okay.
But he has a British title. Um, anyway, Christopher Guest, which we all know Christopher Guest from his later work. Well, we know him from his acting, and we know him from his directing of his later work. It was written by Michael Varhol. Varhol. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Christopher Guest and one of my favorites, Michael McKean, and it stars Kevin Bacon, Emily Longstreth, Terry Hatcher, and J.T. Walsh. Can you give us the rundown about what this movie's about?
I can do that. And he is a lord. Lord
Lord.
Guest. Lord Christopher Guest.
Yes.
So, as you explained the movie a little bit more in depth, where Kevin Bacon is a young director, fresh out of high school, and he attempts to maintain his integrity in the face of pressures and temptations of Hollywood. And that's what's going on in this appealing satire. Now, the film's presentation of the director's journey through the film industry is peppered with clever film parodies and celebrity cameos. A quick tidbit: do you know a cameo that he's a bartender in the movie? For any of the viewers out there, we'll give that away at the end of the
Yeah.
movie. Okay.
Yep. Let's make sure. Let's hold on to that one because I know who it is,
Okay.
and I only know it because I watched. Now, I think in the future, my goal is to watch the movie just one time,
Okay.
even if it's a movie I've already seen. Just like, okay, let's just watch it fresh again. But for this movie, because you brought it up last week
Yes.
when
Yes. Big picture.
we were doing the other people show, you said you've had that movie, and I was like, oh, I'll look it up, and I found it on Crackle.
Okay.
So if you want to watch it for free, it is on Crackle. You just have to watch some Duracell commercials.
That's
But
pretty cool that you
there's worse things.
found it on there. That's really cool.
Yeah. All right. So that is our film. Now let's get to our question. So question number 1, which is not really a question, but we'll just call it question number 1.
Right.
What is your initial reaction moments after watching the movie? What was yours? I'll go first on the second question. How about that?
Okay, so I go in this one.
Yeah,
The
you go first.
initial reaction is I watched the movie. I would probably say once all the way through, and then on multiple sittings since last week, different parts of the movie. I watched a moment ago before we went live again, and I enjoyed the movie. I really did enjoy the movie. I thought the premise was a good premise. I liked a lot of the cameos that were in there. And I liked the storytelling, but the movie left me unfulfilled at the end. I was unfulfilled, but I enjoyed it.
Should we just go ahead and say spoiler alert that we can just like talk about endings, or are we going to leave it?
If you want to, yeah.
Okay, so spoiler alert, we're going to talk about the ending. Okay, all right, so it left you unfulfilled.
Yeah, enjoyable, but unfulfilled.
All right, do you want to say more on that, or are you just going to kind of leave it at that for now?
I'll wait to your initial reaction, and I guess my reasoning would be answered in the next question.
Okay. All right. So my initial reaction is I felt like I had just left the circus. There were many aspects of it. I felt like it was a 3-ring circus because you had the film, which was kind of the center ring, and then you had these asides that were happening throughout the film. But the weird part about it is that they kind of like these sides like went away as
Yeah.
the film got going. So it was almost like I see the quirkiness and but it was almost like a film within a film, which
Yeah.
was kind of a little bit odd to me. But overall, I felt like it was a good 2 hours spent watching this movie because it was easy to follow. The
Yes.
acting I thought was really good. The cameos I thought were fun. The characters were a lot of fun, and it had a happy ending. So
Right.
for me, I was pretty happy with it.
So you were happy. What's one thing that you wish you could change about this film?
Uh, I'm gonna give you two things. One, I thought the aside, like the little vignettes that they had, I thought
Right.
were a little bit distracting. And while I appreciated it because it was kind of a ridiculous movie to start with, I I almost felt like it took away. I'd almost like to see another plot line
Right.
in there. But the I want to know what his movie was about. Like, I want to know the movie that he was trying to make.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to know what happened in that movie, which probably was never written, but
Right.
it just kind of left me hanging. So I want to know what that's about.
Okay. So that's one thing that you wish that you could change. You would know what his and I think his name is Nick Chapman.
Yep.
I can understand that. Now, one thing that I would change about this film, I thought it had an uneven tone. I thought in one way, I liked the movie. I liked all the actors. And now I did think in a way, I may have cast it differently. I don't know if I would have
Okay.
cast Kevin Bacon, and I don't know if I would have cast J.T. Walsh as the film studio. I guess he's the head of the studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Alan was his name. I would have possibly cast Michael J. Fox in Kevin Bacon's role.
Okay.
If I were going to go with a younger studio head, I would have cast James Spader as the young studio head.
Okay.
That's if I were going younger. If I were going older, I would just leave it like it was. But I'd like the fact that they had. I'm glad that you mentioned you didn't know what kind of film he made, because I thought that would be interesting because you could tell more so what he's having to compromise if you knew what his story was really about.
Yeah.
Because basically they're wanting Nick Chapman to conform to the Hollywood system and do their film, not his vision of the film.